Hello everyone and welcome to our guided example for lesson 3. Hopefully you're seeing this on Friday or even maybe before Friday so that you can be ready for our classes on Monday and Tuesday, where we'll be looking through this work and really practicing this idea of tape diagram. So a tape diagram is something that allows us to represent a ratio, a relationship of two different amounts in a consistent way, while still recognizing that that ratio doesn't mean that the actual numbers are those numbers. They have a relationship, but they aren't set in stone. And so we're actually going to practice how to use a tape diagram to find different possibilities of what could be true in this particular scenario. Shani and Mel are using ribbon to decorate a project in their art class. The ratio of the length of Shani's ribbon to the length of Mel's ribbon is 7:3, which means that for every 7 units, let's say this is 7, so every 7 units of ribbon that Shani has, 3 units, so a little less than half of that, is how long Mel's ribbon would be. But let's say we take this and we double it. Well, then we have to take this and we have to double it also, because every 7 units of Shani's means we have 3 units of Mel's. And so the first thing I'm going to do is annotate this important information. I'm going to click on the boxes, and if you're not sure which things are most important, there's a clue. Most of the text you can't actually click on, but you can click on ratios, length of, and this number. Since lengths are numbers, I'm going to click on that one, and I'm going to select all of the text in it, and then click on highlighter, and I'll choose yellow since that's easy to see. Then I'll do the same thing for the length of Mel's ribbon, because that's also a number, so I'm going to highlight that. And they're associated with these two actual numbers, so I'm going to highlight that as well. Now, ratio is not a number. It's connected to numbers, but it's not a number itself. It's more of an important word, and so I'm going to underline that instead. So you can click this button and underline the word ratio. Okay, so now we've annotated. We know that there's a ratio, and we know that the ratio of Shani's ribbon length to Mel's ribbon length is 7:3. Actually, I'll put it in words, 7:3. So let's now use this information, and we're going to organize it with tape diagrams. So tape diagrams look like this. You have boxes to represent the ratio. So we have one ratio that has 7 boxes. Whose is that? Whose ratio is 7 boxes? Well, that's the first one. So that's Shani. So over here, I'm going to type Shani. And then the second number, 3, associates with Mel's ribbon. So I'm going to put Mel here. So then this is Shani's ribbon, and you could imagine it. This is actually her ribbon. Her ribbon is 7 boxes long, but we don't know how long the boxes actually are. And then Mel's is 3 boxes long, but we don't know how long those boxes are. What we're given in the first possibility is that Mel's ribbon is 6 inches long. Since that's important information, we're going to highlight that. And our goal is to find out what Shani's would be. So if Mel's ribbon is 6 inches long, that means the entire 3 boxes equals 6 inches. So I'm going to put 6 inches here. If there's 6 inches all together, what would need to be in each of the boxes in order to get to 6 as a total? Okay, so if we try 1, that would be 1, 1, and 1. That makes 3, so that doesn't work. If we tried like 5, that would be 5, 10, 15. That wouldn't work. But 2, that might work. 2, 2, and 2. 2 plus 2 is 4, plus 2 more is 6. Okay, so that's going to work. So I'm going to put inches in this one. And then in the other 2, I'm just going to put the number, since I've taken care of the units here. So 2 inches in the first box, and then just keep the number going for the rest. Well, if there's 2 inches here, then that means there's 2 in everything. So I'm actually going to copy and paste it. So paste, 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 That's actually a lot easier than if we were actually writing it on paper. And if I combine all these sets of 2 inches, there's 7 of them, 7 sets of 2 gives us what? Hopefully you got 14. So I'm going to put 14 inches. I'm going to erase the period. So 14 inches. So how long would Shani's ribbon be? If Mel's ribbon was 6 inches long, then Shani's would be 14 inches. Okay, so there is our response for the first possibility. I'm going to pause here, and you should pause in your video so that you can type in your answers to your own slides. Okay, so hopefully you've had a chance to type in your answers to possibility 1. Now we're going to look at another possibility. The ratio is still the same. Shani's ribbon is 7 units and Mel's ribbon is 3. So I'm still going to type Shani here and Mel here for the 3. But this time we know that Shani's ribbon was actually 42 millimeters long. So I'm going to highlight that important information. And I'm going to put that at the end of Shani's ribbon as the total. So the total for Shani is all of these 7 boxes. Oops, sorry about that. So all of these 7 boxes together gives us 42. So 42 has to go here, 42 mm. Since it doesn't fit perfectly, what I'm going to do is change the font. And there we go. Now it fits. If you didn't want to do it that way, you could also extend the box, and that could make it fit as well. So if we extend the box right here, now it fits. Okay, so 42 millimeters. That means that 7 times something gives us 42. Well, 7 times what? 7 times 5 is 35. 7 times 6 is 42. So then that means this has to be 6 millimeters. Again, that doesn't fit. So I'm going to make the font a little bit smaller on this one. I'm just going to put the number 6 in the rest of them. Okay, and if you accidentally do what I just did, make sure you check your mistake and fix it. Okay, so we've got 7 sets of 6 to give us 42, and the boxes have to be equivalent, so this also has a 6. So 3 sets of 6 gives us 18 millimeters. So then that means that if Shani's ribbon was 42 millimeters long, then Mel's would be 18 millimeters. Okay, so we're on to the next one. Again, I recommend that you pause the video so that you can type in your answers for possibility 2 and then focus your attention on possibility 3. Okay, so hopefully you've had a chance to fill in your answers. Now we're going to go on to the last possibility, which is what would happen if each unit is 5 meters long? So that's our clue. This time it's not saying who it is, it's saying each unit. A unit is one thing. And so if we look at our tape diagram, these are filled with units. Each of these boxes is a unit. So for Shani, she has 7 of them. For Mel, she has 3. And so I'm going to put 5 meters in each one. So I'm going to copy and paste that in each one. And then I'm going to find the totals. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Shani's ribbon is 35 meters long. That's huge. That's like 105, actually over 105, more like 110 feet. And then Mel's would be 15 meters. And then the question is not how much would one of them be, but how long would each of them be? So Shani's ribbon would be 35 meters. Notice I'm switching back to the word, not the abbreviation that I used, because I'm using a sentence now. So I don't want to put the M anymore. I want to put the full word. And Mel's ribbon would be 15 meters. Okay. If it doesn't fit perfectly, that's okay. You could bring the box down if you want, or you can leave it as it is. So these are three possibilities of what their ribbon lengths could actually be based off of the ratio, which gives us the boxes, and the given information, which gives us the total of one, or gives us what's in each of them, depending on the clue that we're being given. Our last goal is to figure out what is the new ratio, what is the equivalent ratio in this specific scenario. So for possibility 1, the ratio 7 boxes to 3 boxes is actually equal to 14 to 3. Sorry, not to 3, to 6, 14 to 6. For possibility 2, if we put 6 in each box, then the 7 boxes and 3 boxes become 42 to 18. And notice this time I use the colon because it's important that we practice both different ways to write a ratio. The third ratio is 35 to 15. And these represent equivalent ratios to 7 to 3, meaning they all come from 7 boxes compared to 3 boxes, but what's in those boxes determines what the actual total amount is for that specific scenario. I hope this makes sense to you all. If it does not, please try rewatching the video and then bring any questions or confusions to class when we meet again on Monday or Tuesday.